Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. I hope you're all doing absolutely fantastic, and today, as usual, we're gonna continue the book by Cicero on the ideal orator. It's gonna be the 61st part of the second book, so let's get started. The Norbanus case. But why should I teach you of all people, Sulpicius? After all, when you were prosecuting my comrade and quaestor, you stirred up such a conflagration, not only by what you said, but even much more by your vigor, your grief, and your pleasant emotion, that I could barely even attempt to put it out. For everything was definitely on your side in the case. You brought into court the violence that had occurred, the fact that people had been forced to flee, the stone throwing, and the cruelty of the tribunes against Caepio in his harsh and miserable plight. Moreover, it was an established fact that Marcus Aemilius Scaurus, the leader of the Senate, as well as the community, had been hit by a stone. No one could deny that violence had been used to drive Lucius Cotta and Titus Didius from the consecrated rostra when they attempted to veto the bill. In addition, you, being a young man, were considered to act with great dignity in making your complaint on behalf of the state, while it seemed that I, being a former censor, could hardly avoid acting dishonorably in defending a seditious citizen who had been cruel to a former consul in his misfortune. Citizens of the best kind formed the jury, and the forum was full of good men, so that I was only just granted the slight excuse that I was, after all, defending the man who had been my quaestor. I'm certainly not going to say that I employed rules of art to this point. I will tell you what I did do, and then you can, if you like, take my defense as a kind of art. I surveyed all types of sedition, the harm they did, and their dangers, and in this account I traced these through the whole eventful history of the state, concluding that, though all instances of sedition had always been troublesome, some of them, nevertheless, had been justified and almost necessary. This was the point at which I presented the arguments Crassus mentioned just now, that the kings could not have been expelled from our community, that the tribunate could not have been created, that resolutions of the plebs could not have restricted the power of the consul so often, and that the protector of the community and the champion of liberty, the right of appeal, could not have been granted to the Roman people without discord among the nobles. So if those instances of sedition had indeed been for the benefit of this community, then we should not, if some popular upheaval had occurred, automatically accuse Gaius Norbanus of a heinous crime and a capital offense. If it had ever been conceded to the Roman people that its violence seemed justifiable, and I demonstrated that such a concession had often been made, then no reason had ever been more justifiable than this one. Alright guys, so we're going on, and we just done with another part of this great book, so we're gonna continue to more the next one. Thank you for joining me today in this video. See you, bye.